Indulging.
Alright guys, so Alexa is going to be a support. She's going to be a natural 4-star unit. You don't have to do anything extra to get her. You just do the normal summons and you got her. So let's go over her skills. So we're going to go over the S3 first because that pretty much is what her kit revolves around. So her S3 is going to be Kiss of the Nightingale, blesses an allied Esper with Kiss of the Nightingale, returning 60% of the damage received. This skill leveled up will go up to 75% at level 4, and then at level 5 you reduce it down to every 4 turns. And Kiss of the Nightingale blesses an allied Esper, returning 60% of damage received as true damage to the attacker. So this ability, I will say, at first it seems really interesting. It seems really cool because you get some extra counterattack damage for being hit. Honestly, when I was using it, the problem with this is that, one, if you're ever going against anybody in PvP, they just simply won't hit the person that's kissed. I mean, why would you, right? You're gonna receive counterattack damage. The only way this kind of works if you're using a tank like Rincey or like any other defender like Donner, and where a unit where they kind of have to hit them, then Kiss of the Nightingale like works, right? If you have a whole team taunted, then you do Kiss of the Nightingale, then this works. Or if they have a whole cleave team, then this can kind of work because you're reflecting a little bit of the damage received. But I also found that you have to pretty much kiss somebody who is pretty squishy, that way they receive the damage, because I put this on my Donner, right? I had them hit him, but he has 4,500 defense, and so the reflect was honestly very poor. And I don't know if this kiss goes before damage mitigation or anything like that, but it seemed like it went after, because like he got hit and reflected like less than 1,000 damage. Versus when I put it on my Lin Xiao, she reflected a lot more because she was also getting hit by hit a lot harder, right? Even when she had a defense up buff. Also, the reflect. The attacker has to actually take damage. If you have a shielding team or you have the shields on, this won't work because my Lin Xiao, she got hit while she had the shield and it returned and reflected back nothing, but she's actually not being damaged, which I found is a little underwhelming because like most people like to have shields on their characters to protect everybody else, but then you can't with this character. You have to specifically protect like, you know, your own. Anyways, we talked a lot about the S3. This is the S2. Balances all allied Espers HP ratios. If a target has the Kiss of the Nightingale buff, it restores 10% of their max HP and reduces all ability cooldowns by 1 turn. When you level this up, you can get the heal of the max HP for the 1 Kiss unit up to 20% at level 4. Then you can reduce the cooldown to 3. So this ability also is a honestly high risk, low reward in some cases. Because when it says balances, like it truly is balancing. So if you have somebody who's really low on HP and you have somebody who's really high, it's going to reduce like everyone's health who's already at max to help balance out the other person. So whereas like where I have my Thor doesn't have a big health pool. So he's like taking 25% damage to balance the person who's kissed, where I'm like, okay, that's not really great, right? Because like that has nothing to do with like him taking damage to anybody else. That's just taking a percentage off of his health. So I feel only really works with people who have a large health pool where you can really use this, because it takes a percentage away, not a value or anything like that. And for certain characters, when you're trying to balance out somebody who's really low and really high, that probably wouldn't be the best time to do it. Maybe when you guys are around half health to full, I would pop this off. But like doing it from all the way to the bottom to the top, like that is really risky. You could end up like having one of your characters go into 1-shot range. And then for it to only restore, like for the Kiss unit, 10% of their max HP extra isn't really great. The only thing that's really beneficial is reducing the ability cooldowns, because then there's certain units who have long cooldowns, or you can go into another DPS phase quicker, or they can get an ability that they have really quick. Kind of fast. Like maybe if you put this on a healer, like you guys could balance each other out and then you can get the heals a lot faster. Or if you put it on the tank Rincey, right? Like he's very, very tanky. You can give him his abilities a lot quicker because he has long cooldowns. on everything, that's really the only unit I would ever see that's worth it, because he can actually benefit from the kiss with the taunt. Of course, there's other few characters who do taunt, but Rincy is the best one to taunt with. So again, this S2, very risky to use. Watch how you use it, because you will end up hurting a lot of your characters for literally no reason. Alright, so the S1 deals damage to an enemy equal to 100% of attack with a 30% chance of inflicting miss rate up for 2 turns. Miss rate up is basically where the enemies will miss their attacks, and it does 25% less damage. Really nice in keeping your people alive, especially if you don't want them to take a bunch of damage. And then when you level this up, you can increase the damage up to 120%, and maybe you can up the trigger chance to 50%. So this is okay. Not high enough of a chance that I would say put a counter set on her, because like there'd just be no reason to do that. It's not that high of a trigger chance, honestly. And miss rate up is cool, but it's best applied on an AoE, right? Or if this miss rate up is a higher bit of a chance, you can maybe say do counter, but you typically don't do that on a like healing support, right? And then our captain ability is going to increase ally HP and point war by 30%. This is all right, especially if you are again going for that tankier team for the HP ratios, and then you have like you know, a tank that's needing that extra HP while you're kissing them, and you can restore health by HP. That's where it kind of comes together, because you do need a tanky, you need a big health pool for somebody that you kiss, but they don't actually have to be really tanky, right? Because you want them to take a lot of hits, but you don't want them to have really high defense, because it seemed like it was just not doing as much of a return. And again, when I put it on a squishy person, it was doing a lot better, right? So gear wise, there are a couple ways that you can gear her. The strategy does say to go for speed, HP, speed, accuracy, healing efficacy, and max HP. Only problem I see with these is that, one, while I do agree with the speed, the witch set is also good, you know, depending on the situations you're in. If you're in PvP, most likely the person that you kiss or the rest of your team members are gonna get stunned or disabled, because she doesn't really offer anything to help out everybody else, right? So you might as well have a set that can increase everybody's speed. That way you can, at least the person that you kiss, they can get a turn to get out of that CC, or they can get a turn to where they can actually attack, right? And then you also want to build her fast, because she needs to kiss somebody before the whole DPS of everybody else happens. Like, there's no point of everyone's gone and attacked, your Alexa is already CC'd, and then by the time you kiss, like, they've all done their DPS, your team's already halfway dead. No, you need to make sure that you have your Alexa really fast, honestly. And so I did put her at a really high resist, because I use personally Hyde as my captain. That way he gets the extra 50, so she'll never get CC'd. But I would say put her at a high resist, because she doesn't need to get stunned or anything like that. You could put also on her 2-piece immunity, but I wanted to try the shield with the high resist. And then I found out that the shield does not work well with your team members if they get if you have a tanky team and they don't kill your shield by the while she's kissed, then it doesn't really work for you. But I would say yes, do a speed set. Yes, do the witchcraft set for the extra speed. Extra HP is going to be really good, because you want her to survive. If you don't have HP, do defense if you have it. Something to keep her alive, because you want her to be able to at least get a couple of her abilities off. She probably in PvP won't be able to get off another kiss. A fight usually doesn't last that long. Her cooldowns aren't that crazy. You could possibly put her on a cooldown set, but honestly, like, her cooldowns are a little too long to like warrant that. Like, even if you lower it, you get it to 3, you get this down to 4, you can get it down to, get that down to 4, you get 3. You could say cooldown set, but you really shouldn't be kissing somebody unless you like really wanted to do that. But more so the gear that I say that you want to have her on. My gear kind of sucks, but I'd say at least have her at 25,000 HP. 1,000 defense is all right. Speed, get her as fast as you can, honestly, because you want her to outspeed. That way she can kiss who you want. Resist, yes, put that on her. Any support, I suggest putting resist. The accuracy, I really don't I really wouldn't depend on the miss rate up. Like, it's there, but I wouldn't depend on that. There's other units that can do miss rate up a lot better if you have them. Like, if you really want to get this miss rate up, then you can. Maybe there's a boss or something that you want to put the miss rate up on, then sure. But like, I'm not using Alexa for that personally, right? But all in all, she's an interesting unit. She does bring the counterattacking for you in PvP. For PvE, I had her fight against a boss. I did APEP, and while she was reflecting a lot of damage, but like, you know, reflecting 4 or 5k does nothing to APEP. And then the unit Lin Zhao, she was just kind of dying. But I did find interesting is that whenever Alexa dies, her buff doesn't die with her. So Lin Zhao actually kept the buff while Alexa was dead. That was interesting. But again, I really only see her working with somebody who can guarantee that everybody is going to hit that kiss target, because even the AIs in PvP aren't they just won't target that unit, and you can't make them target that unit unless you have taunt. And then in if you're doing a casual match against somebody, they honestly probably won't hit that kiss target. But that's pretty much all I have for Alexa. Again, I feel like she's a very niche unit who works in a very niche situation, who works with other units who can do specific things to get her to really pop off. And again, with that healing that she has, there's no reason why you would build a healing set, because she's not actually healing, she's just really balancing your health. So I don't really see that as a reason to, you know, use that. So I wouldn't farm that for her. But that's pretty much all I have, guys. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button. Comment down below what you guys think about Alexa. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys have some other information. I'd love to see what you guys have in the comment section. And please subscribe to the channel if you guys want more of this content. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. You lucky gamers, have a good one. Lucky Lux out.